You think pain is punishment. You think life singled you out to bleed. You think it's unfair that you loved, trusted, gave everything, and got torn apart in return. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. Pain isn't the curse. It's the fucking price of entry. Nobody gets stronger without paying in scars. Nobody builds themselves in comfort. You don't earn discipline, respect, or self-control by being loved and coddled. You earn it by getting broken in half and standing up like nothing happened. Pain isn't weakness. Pain is the down payment for the version of you that doesn't flinch anymore. Every sleepless night, every breakdown, every second you begged for someone to stay. That wasn't wasted. That was you wiring money into the account of your future self. And when it clears, you'll realize you bought the only thing worth having: self-respect. They used you. They left you. They lied to you. And you thought that was the end. But all they really did was force you into the fire where softness dies. That why me mindset gone. That desperate begging for closure dead. Pain killed your illusions. That's the fucking gift. You don't heal from pain. You weaponize it. You don't get rid of it. You wear it like armor. Every time someone tries to cut you down, they hit the steel you built from suffering. That's how you stop being prey. That's how you stop being chosen last. That's how you stop being left behind. Pain is expensive. It costs your innocence. It costs your comfort. It costs the old version of you who thought people were loyal and promises meant something. That version of you had to die, and the price was brutal. But now you stand here, raw, bitter, sharp. The old you couldn't survive what's coming. The new you, built for war. You need to stop crying about what happened. You paid the fee. Good. Now own the purchase. You wanted strength. This is what it costs. You wanted discipline. This is the fucking price tag. You wanted to stop being used. Then stop bitching about the pain. You already bought the upgrade. Now use it. Pain is the down payment. And here's the dark secret you'll keep paying. Every time life takes something from you, every time someone betrays you, every time you swallow rage instead of exploding, you're stacking investment. And one day you cash it all out. That's the day you become untouchable. The people who hurt you, they think they won. They think they left you in ruins. Let them think it. You know the truth, they just helped you pay the bill. Pain didn't destroy me, it bought me. You think they broke you. You think all those betrayals were the end of your story. That's the biggest lie you've been feeding yourself. They didn't break you. They built the fucking weapon. Every time they lied, you learned not to trust so easily. Every time they left, you learned how to stand alone. Every time they took advantage, you learned where to set the line and how to enforce it with silence instead of begging. They thought they were cutting you down, but all they were really doing was sharpening the blade. You're not weak because people betrayed you. You're dangerous because you survived it. Betrayal doesn't soften you, it hardens your core. Fake friends don't take your soul. They clear the room so you can hear your own voice without the noise. Loss doesn't destroy you, it strips the unnecessary layers until only steel remains. They were training you without knowing it. Every insult, every rejection, every moment you were overlooked or discarded was just another repetition in the gym of suffering. They were lifting you, strengthening you, turning you from fragile into unbreakable. And here's the cruel part, the weapon they built is aimed at them. They created the very thing that will make them irrelevant. Because now you don't chase, you don't explain, you don't wait around for people who can't value you, you don't crave their approval. That hunger died in the betrayal. That innocence bled out when they left you to rot. They thought you'd collapse. Instead, you evolved. They thought you'd beg. Instead, you cut ties. They thought you'd never recover. Instead, you became someone they can't reach. That's the weapon. That's the revenge. You didn't need to scream, fight, or expose them. You just had to keep breathing, keep building, keep becoming. Look at yourself now. You're sharper, colder, clearer. You see through the smiles, through the excuses, through the empty words. You can smell betrayal before it even arrives. You can see weakness hiding behind fake strength. You can't be fooled twice because the first time already trained you. That's why you stop calling it pain and start calling it practice. That's why you stop saying they broke me and start saying they built me. They were architects of their own irrelevance. And now, every single scar is a reminder that you are carved from what tried to kill you. The weapon isn't rage. The weapon isn't revenge. The weapon is silence. It's discipline. It's the ability to turn your back without hesitation. It's the power to keep building while they rot in their games. That's the weapon. That's you. So no, they didn't break you. They forged you. They built the blade. They sharpened the edge. And now when they try to come back, they'll realize they armed the enemy. They didn't destroy me. They manufactured their replacement. Revenge isn't noise. Revenge isn't screaming, posting, or proving. That's weakness disguised as strength. The loudest revenge is silence. Cold, cutting silence. When they betrayed you, they wanted a reaction. When they left you, they wanted to see you crawl. When they disrespected you, they wanted proof that they mattered. Every time you argue, every time you explain, every time you shout, you're feeding them exactly what they crave: relevance. But silence is lethal. Silence says, you're not even worth the energy of my voice. Silence kills their ego in ways words never can. Disappear, walk a build in the dark. Let them wonder. Let them replay every word they said, trying to guess if you even think about them anymore. That's torture. That's revenge. They don't deserve closure. They don't deserve your side of the story. They don't deserve to know if you're okay. They deserve silence and the emptiness of being nothing in your world. You want to know what silence does. It makes you unpredictable. They don't know if you hate them. They don't know if you've forgotten them. They don't know if you're plotting something bigger. That uncertainty eats them alive. People can fight anger. People can fight words. But they can't fight silence. Silence is a void, and a void swallows everything. Stop giving explanations. Stop leaving the door cracked. Stop answering their late-night texts. Stop checking their feeds. Stop feeding the addiction of caring. When you cut the noise, you cut the leash. Silence is how you walk away without leaving a trace of yourself behind. And here's the truth. Silence isn't passive. Silence is domination. It's saying you lost access to me forever. It's not weakness. It's not retreat. It's the most powerful attack in the arsenal because it starves your enemies of what they crave most: attention. Fake friends don't deserve explanations. Toxic exes don't deserve closure. Betrayers don't deserve forgiveness. They don't get to hear your pain. They don't get to see your tears. They don't get to witness the rebuild. They get nothing. Silence is starvation, and starvation kills. You don't need revenge in the traditional sense. You don't need to prove shit. You don't need to post about how well you're doing. You don't need to make them jealous. You simply vanish, and the echo of your absence is louder than any revenge story you could ever write. Your silence is proof that you don't need them. Your silence is proof that they don't matter. Your silence is proof that you've turned the page without them even being a footnote. And the best part, while they waste energy wondering about you, you're stacking wins in the dark. You're building, you're growing, you're grinding. And when you resurface, if you ever do, you won't even need to say a word. The silence will have already spoken for you. My silence is the funeral they'll never get invited to. Love didn't kill me. I did. I killed myself when I begged for people to stay who were already gone in their hearts. I killed myself when I believed their lies because the truth was too heavy. I killed myself when I lowered my standards just to feel chosen. It wasn't them. It was me. That's the harsh reality nobody wants to admit. We blame them for being liars, cheaters, manipulators, betrayers. But the real crime, letting them, giving them the keys to walk in, drain us, and leave without resistance. I was the executioner of my own peace. And that's why the death of the old me is necessary. Because that version of me, the one who clung, the one who begged, the one who settled, that version deserved to die. Love didn't kill me. My weakness did. My denial did. My need to be validated by people too empty to validate themselves did. But here's the switch: I buried that version, 6 feet under, cold ground, no flowers, no prayers. I don't want resurrection, I want silence. The old me stays dead. Now I walk like someone who knows what they are. Dangerous, untouchable, unbothered. You can't use me because I no longer need what you're offering. You can't break me because I already burned the fragile parts. You can't leave me because I already left myself behind. Love didn't kill me. It exposed me. It revealed the cracks, the desperation, the illusions. And I thank it for that, because once I saw how pathetic I had become, I had no choice but to put a bullet in that version of me. This is where people get it twisted. They think healing is about finding someone better, someone kinder, someone different. Fuck that. Healing is execution. Healing is killing the weak version of yourself that tolerated scraps. Healing is burying the clown that begged for closure. Healing is silence, steel, and solitude. I'm not here to love again. I'm not here to trust again. I'm here to build a version of myself that doesn't need any of it. If love shows up, fine. If it doesn't, I don't care. Because I don't need it. Not anymore. The grave I dug for the old me is enough. People say heartbreak is what kills you. No. Heartbreak is just the weapon. You're the one who pulls the trigger by refusing to walk away, by refusing to see the truth, by refusing to put yourself first. I don't make that mistake again. I died once. I buried myself once. That's all it took. Now I rise with nothing left to lose. That's the most dangerous place a person can be. Love didn't kill me. I killed the weak version of me, and I'll never resurrect it. I don't forgive, I outgrow. Forgiveness is for people who still want to play saint. Forgiveness is for people who want peace with snakes. Forgiveness is just another leash, another way to keep thinking about them, another excuse to stay chained to the memory. I don't owe that to anyone. I don't forgive the ones who lied. I don't forgive the ones who left when I needed them most. I don't forgive the ones who made me feel small so they could feel big. They're not entitled to my peace. They're not entitled to my closure. They're not entitled to a second of my silence that isn't already stolen. You don't forgive poison. You spit it out. You don't forgive leeches. You burn them off. You don't forgive betrayal. You cut it out like rot before it spreads. Forgiveness sounds noble, but noble is just another word for weak. I outgrow. That's my revenge. I get so far ahead that their name doesn't even register anymore. I get so disciplined that their ghost doesn't haunt me. I get so cold that even if they begged, I wouldn't even blink. Forgiveness keeps them in the room. Outgrowing makes them irrelevant. And here's the secret: outgrowing hurts them more than anything else. Because forgiveness still says, you mattered enough for me to process. Outgrowing says, you were never worth shit. That silence, that distance, that untouchability, that's the wound they can't close. I don't forgive fake friends. I don't forgive toxic lovers. I don't forgive backstabbers. I let them rot in the place they chose. And while they decay in their own lies, I climb. I outgrow. I remove myself from the reach of their hands forever. This isn't healing. Healing is for people who want to go back to softness. I don't want softness. I want steel. I want the kind of growth that makes people choke when they realize they can't even recognize me anymore. Forgiveness is for saints. Outgrowth is for killers. You want to know why I don't forgive? Because forgiveness still ties me to them. Even if I say I forgive you, it means I still remember. It means they still live in my head. Fuck that. I don't want them forgiven. I want them forgotten. I want their chapter in my book sealed shut, burned, and unreadable. And when I see them again, because life always brings ghosts back, I don't want a spark of rage. I don't want a surge of sadness. I want nothing. I want the blank stare of someone who has outgrown so far beyond their world that even their existence feels microscopic. Forgiveness is mercy. Outgrowing is execution. I don't turn the other cheek. I turn my back. The old me wanted to look noble, to keep the peace, to swallow the disrespect and be the bigger person. That version is dead. I don't stand still while people spit on my name. I don't invite them to strike again. I don't offer forgiveness like some bargain they never earned. When you cross me once, the next thing you'll see is the back of my shoulders as I walk away, permanently. Turning the other cheek is weakness dressed as virtue. It's giving people permission to hurt you twice. It's inviting pain back to the table. I don't offer that. I don't negotiate with snakes. I don't give liars another chance to sharpen their knives. I don't give betrayers another chance to bury me. I end it the first time, cold, final, no second glance. Turning my back is not retreat. It's dominance. It's saying, you don't get to touch me again. It's not anger. It's not yelling. It's not a scene. It's quiet execution. When I turn my back, the conversation ends, the relationship ends, the chapter closes, there's no going back. Fake friends beg for another chance. Toxic lovers cry about misunderstanding. Betrayers talk about mistakes. I don't entertain it, I don't explain, I don't argue, I turn my back. Because silence and distance are more brutal than rage. Rage shows you still care. Distance proves you don't. You want to break me. Good luck reaching me when I'm gone. You want to test my loyalty. Congratulations, you just lost it forever. You want to cross me once, that's all you get. I don't play 3 strikes. I don't even play 2. 1 chance, 1 betrayal, 1 cut, and I'm gone. And here's the beauty, they'll never see it coming. They expect forgiveness, they expect softness. They expect the old version of me that would bend and beg. Instead, they're met with silence, with distance, with the empty space where I used to stand. That emptiness eats them alive. Turning my back is freedom. It's the act of ripping myself out of their hands forever. It's the cleanest revenge, the coldest goodbye, the most permanent answer. They don't get to slap me twice. They don't even get to see me again. So no, I don't turn the other cheek. That's for saints and martyrs. I'm neither. I'm survival carved into a man. I turn my back, and when I do, it's forever. You don't get a second strike, you just get my back. Discipline is the grave I dig for you. Not anger, not noise, not rage, discipline. The thing you can't fake, the thing you can't imitate. The thing that keeps me moving when you're stuck in the same cycle, playing the same weak games, clinging to the same excuses. They wanted me broken. They wanted me emotional. They wanted me obsessed with proving something. That's the trap. You chase revenge with rage, you lose. You chase it with discipline, you win. Because while they're sleeping, I'm working. While they're gossiping, I'm stacking bricks. While they're posting for attention, I'm in the shadows sharpening myself. Discipline is the slowest, coldest kind of revenge. It doesn't scream. It doesn't flex. It just outlasts, outpaces, outgrows. Every rep, every page, every dollar, every hour stacked in silence is another handful of dirt on their coffin. And the best part, they don't even see it happening until it's too late. They think I'm quiet because I'm weak. No, I'm quiet because I'm disciplined. Because I don't need to tell them shit. Because I don't need validation, likes or claps. My validation is in my routine. My validation is in my control. My validation is in the work I put in when nobody's watching. You know what discipline does? It makes you untouchable. People can mock your pain. They can mock your losses. They can mock your failures. But they can't mock consistency. They can't mock results. They can't touch the man who refuses to quit, refuses to drift, refuses to bow. This is how I bury you. Not with fists, not with insults, with patience, with focus, with cold repetition. I bury you by never stopping. I bury you by showing up to the grind when you thought I'd quit. I bury you by making success my silence and letting your memory drown in my momentum. You wanted me distracted. I chose discipline. You wanted me broken. I chose structure. You wanted me emotional. I chose control. And that choice, that's your grave. Because there's no coming back from being outpaced. You can talk all day, I'll still be ahead. Discipline means I don't need to rage. I don't need to argue. I don't need to prove anything. I just do the work quietly, relentlessly, like a machine. And eventually, you'll look up and realize I buried you without ever touching you. That's the final twist. You thought betrayal destroyed me. You thought leaving me killed me, but discipline turned me into something you can't catch, can't reach, can't even understand. I don't bury you with rage. I bury you with every disciplined step forward you'll never take. Balance is for the soft. Balance is for people who want comfort more than they want greatness. Balance is how you stay average. I don't want balance. I want obsession. Obsession is my oxygen. I breathe it in when the world tells me to rest. I breathe it out when excuses start whispering in my ear. I don't chase goals casually. I don't dabble. I lock in. I lock so hard that nothing else matters. Food, sleep, company, entertainment, they all come second. Obsession comes first. You want to know why? Because obsession is the only thing strong enough to drown out the noise. Pain, obsession burns it. Betrayal, obsession silences it. Loneliness, obsession fills it. I don't need their validation, their company, their applause. I need the grind, I need the repetition. I need the discipline fed by obsession. People fear obsession because it looks unhealthy. They call it toxic, dangerous, extreme. Good, that means I'm on the right path. Because the only people calling obsession dangerous are the ones too weak to commit to it themselves. They'll settle for good enough. I'll starve for great. They'll cling to comfort. I'll suffocate without progress. Obsession makes me dangerous. It means I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when it's done. It means I don't care if nobody believes in me. I don't care if nobody claps. I don't care if nobody understands. This isn't for them. This is war with myself. And obsession is the only weapon that keeps me alive in that war. They wanted me distracted. They wanted me broken. They wanted me to waste my time proving myself to them. But obsession keeps me blind to them. I don't hear their noise. I don't see their games. I'm locked in every second, every breath, every ounce of energy dedicated to building something so untouchable that they can't even pronounce my name without choking on. This isn't passion. Passion fades. Passion comes and goes. Obsession stays. Obsession doesn't care about motivation. Obsession doesn't care about feelings. Obsession doesn't care if I'm tired, sad, broken, or bleeding. Obsession says, keep going or die here. And that's exactly why obsession wins. Because while everyone else is taking breaks, chasing distractions, wasting time, I'm still here, still moving, still stacking, still breathing in the grind like it's the only air left in the world. Obsessed men don't stop. Obsessed men don't quit. Obsessed men don't compromise. And when the dust settles, when the weak ones fall away, when the fake ones fade out, it's the obsessed who remain standing, alone, dangerous, untouchable. Obsession isn't what I do, it's what keeps me alive. I don't forget. I don't forgive. I remember every laugh behind my back, every whispered lie, every promise broken, every moment I was left standing alone. Those memories don't haunt me, they drive me. They're the gasoline I pour on the fire every single day. You think I'm bitter, good. Bitterness is fuel. You think I'm angry, perfect. Anger is energy. You think I should let go and move on. Fuck that. Letting go is weakness. Moving on is pretending. I don't erase memories, I engrave them in stone. I tattoo them on my mind. I revisit them every time I feel the urge to quit. Your face, the one that smiled when I failed. Your voice, the one that lied through its teeth. Your back, the one that turned when I needed help. Those are my alarm clocks. Those are my motivators. Those are the reminders that I don't get to stop. Not now, not ever. I don't need inspiration. I don't need motivational speeches. I don't need positivity. I have scars. I have betrayal. I have your memory carved into my bloodstream like poison I learned to weaponize. That's enough. This isn't healing. This is war, and in war, you don't forget the enemy's face. You keep it sharp, you keep it clear. So when you grind, when you bleed, when you sacrifice, you know exactly why. They told me to forgive. They told me to focus on myself. They told me to drop the weight of the past. No, I don't drop it. I carry it like a loaded gun. Because every mile I walk, every hour I grind, every sacrifice I make, I know exactly who I'm burying with every step. Your memory is my motivation. It keeps me disciplined when I'd rather quit. It keeps me focused when the world tries to distract me. It keeps me cold when weakness tries to creep back in. You are the ghost that keeps me sharp, and for that, I should thank you. But I won't, because this isn't gratitude, this isn't closure. This is vengeance without words. This is me turning the knife you left in my back into a blade I now carry in my hands. This is me turning your betrayal into bricks for the empire you'll never touch. So no, I don't forgive. No, I don't forget. I remember, and every time I remember, I work harder. Every time I remember, I push further. Every time I remember, I bury you deeper under the weight of my discipline. Your memory is my motivation, and it guarantees I'll never stop until you're irrelevant. I don't win by clapping back. I don't win by proving anything. I don't win by showing off. I win by becoming untouchable. You wanted me to fight you. You wanted me to explain myself. You wanted me to waste my energy on proving you wrong. That's how losers play. That's how the weak get stuck in cycles of noise and ego. I don't play that game anymore. My win is silence. My win is distance. My win is disappearing so far ahead that you choke on my dust. You can't touch what you can't reach. and I've built myself into someone beyond your reach. Your words don't land. Your presence doesn't matter. Your memory doesn't sting. Because I stripped away every weak part of me that cared about you in the first place. Untouchable doesn't mean rich. Untouchable doesn't mean famous. Untouchable means you don't exist in my world anymore. It means I don't flinch when I hear your name. It means I don't waste a second replaying old conversations. It means I don't even care if you regret what you did. That's true power, when your existence stops meaning anything. The world tells you to forgive, to heal, to be peaceful. I tell you this: fuck peace, choose power. Peace makes you fragile, power makes you untouchable. And power comes from walking away, never looking back, and building a life so solid, so disciplined, so cold that nobody can ever put their hands on you again. Being untouchable is revenge without the mess, no rage, no begging, no flexing. Just the silence of someone who doesn't need to be seen to know they've already won. I don't need you to watch me succeed. I don't need you to know how far I've gone. I don't need you to see the empire I built. I need you to vanish from relevance while I keep moving higher. That's enough. They can talk. They can gossip. They can laugh. They can try to come back. But it doesn't matter. They don't have access anymore. The gates are closed. The bridge is burned. I burned it myself and threw away the ashes. And when I look back, if I ever do, I don't see enemies. I don't see heartbreak. I don't see betrayal. I see nothing. Because you're nothing now. You're irrelevant. That's the victory. Not proving you wrong. Not showing you my success, making you irrelevant. Making myself untouchable. I don't need applause. I don't need revenge. I don't need closure. I only need distance. Because distance is power. And power is all I wanted from the start. I don't win by fighting you. I win by becoming someone you'll never touch again.